Hi people, how are you? Hope so you are doing well, and in this video we are going to cover our practice problem of reading number 53, that is introduction to risk management. Okay, let's start it. Our first question is risk management in case of the individual is best described as concerned with. In case of the individual, risk management is concerned in which of the following is risk management is concerned. The first option is the risk hedging risk exposure. That is not our correct answer. Second option is the maximizing the utility while bearing the risk tolerance level of the risk. Okay, here what we are doing, we are maximizing the utility of an investor while bearing the risk at the tolerable level. Like, what is the tolerable level? Tolerable level is the level which the risk, the level of the risk which the investor want to take. Okay, this is our correct answer of this particular question. And the third option is maximizing the utility while avoiding the, you can't avoid the risk exposure, because if you are not taking the required risk, you will not able to generate the return. So this is also not our your correct answer. The correct answer of this question is option B. Okay, let's move to our next question. Our next question is, which of the following may be controlled by an investor? In which an investor can control? Risk an investor can control, return in an investor can't control, risk adjusted return an investor can't control. This question is pretty simple. Like, this is asking us about which of these three factors an investor can control. Investor can only control the risk, how much he want to take. He can decide whether he want to invest in equity or in risk free securities like bonds, but he cannot decide like how much return equity will generate. That is the out of the control of an investor. Okay, let's move to our next question. That is the process of the risk management include. The first option is minimizing the risk, and second option is maximizing the return, and the third option is defining and measuring the risk being taken. Okay, what is the risk management? Risk management is the process in which we measure the risk, how much risk we are taking, and we compare that with our risk tolerance, how much risk we should take. So the process of the risk management is define and measures the risk being taken. Okay, so option C is correct. And there is the no purpose of the risk management to minimize the risk or maximize the return. These are not the core purpose of the risk management. Okay, let's move to our next question. That is the question number 4. Risk governance. Risk governance, that is like first option is given to us is align the risk management activities with the goals of the overall enterprise. Okay, here the definition of the risk they are asking about the risk governance. What basically risk governance do? That align the risk management, that align the risk management activities with the goals of the overall enterprise. It seems like pretty much what actually risk governance do. Okay, I hope so this will be the correct answer, but let's first read our other option. Second option, define the qualitative assessment and the evaluation of the potential source of risk in the organization. This is not the purpose of the risk governance. Like, there is the no purpose to define the qualitative assessment and the evaluation. Okay, so this will not be our answer. And the third option is delegate responsibilities of for risk management to all levels of the organization. Okay, this is talking about the delegating the responsibilities. Okay, so this is also not our answer. Correct answer of our this question is option A. Okay, let's move to our next question. That is question number 5. The factor of the risk management framework should address include all of the following except. Okay, this question is asking us about the factor which should be included in the risk management framework. Okay, communication should be part of the risk management framework. Okay, policies and procedures should be part of the risk management procedure, because that they help us to what policies or the procedure we have to apply to measuring the risk, or measure the risk, how much risk we are taking, or making that in align with our objective. And the third option is the names of the individuals. Okay, here we don't need to the name of the individual to be the part of the risk management framework. So this is talking us about the accept. So there will be the correct answer of this question is the option C. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is our question number 6. Which of the following is correct sequence of the event for the risk governance and the management that focus on entire enterprise? Okay, this question is asking us about the correct sequence of the event for the risk governance and the management that focus on the entire enterprise establishing. Okay, first option is risk tolerance, then risk budgeting, and then risk exposure. This answer is like correct answer is the option A, because first we will determine how much risk we want to take, that we will determine in this step, and then we will apply our procedures like measure the how much risk we are taking, and then we will take the risk, how much risk we can take. So this option is correct, but you can also read the option B and C. There is the there is the like sequence of note is correct. Here is the sequence, exposure is given first and then risk tolerance. So the correct sequence is the given in option A. So this is our correct answer. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is our question number 7. Which of the following is best? Which of the following okay which of the following is best described that are supported by the risk management infrastructure? Which are supported by the risk management infrastructure? Risk tolerance, risk budgeting, and risk tolerance, budgeting, and the reporting are not supported by the risk management infrastructure. So this is not our answer. And the risk tolerance, measurement, and monitoring is also not supported by the risk management infrastructure. Risk management infrastructure support risk identification, measurement, and monitoring of the risk. Like in the infrastructure step of the risk management, we like in the first step we determine how much risk we want to take, like in tolerance. In the infrastructure we will determine how much risk we are taking, we will identify the risk, we will measure that, and we will monitor that, and in third step we will take the exposure to risk. So this is pretty much simple. Let's move to our next question, that is the effective risk governance in an enterprise provide guidance on all of the following except. Okay, effective risk governance in the enterprise provide the guidelines. In which of the following no risk governance not provide the guidelines? Like unacceptable risk governance will provide the guidelines which risk are unacceptable to the organization, and the risk and the big losses or the first losses that may be tolerated. Okay, this is also provided by the risk enterprise provide the guidance. Okay, but the effective risk governance does not provide any guidelines on the specific method to mitigate each and okay is risk effective risk governance does not provide the guidelines to mitigate the specific risk. Okay, the correct answer of this question is option C. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is the question number 9. A firm risk management committee would be expected to do all of the following except. Okay, what the risk management committee will do will not do, like here this is a question is asking about except. Okay, approving the option A is the approving the risk governing bodies proposed. Okay, risk risk management committee work at the bottom of the risk management risk management cycle. Okay, they are not at the top. They will not approve the thing of the the governing bodies policy. They will not approve it. There will be the other committee that will approve the risk governance policy. So the our correct answer of this question will be the answer A, because this is asking about the accept. Okay, you can read out other part of this question, like option B. They do, like a risk governance committee will deliberate and the governing bodies policies at the, they will apply the policies at the operation level. Okay, and providing the top decision maker with the forum considering the management. Okay, they will provide the top management the issues that they are facing, so that they can create a good policies as per needs of the firm. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is the question number 10. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is our question number 10. Once an enterprise risk tolerance is determined, okay, we have determined the risk tolerance, how much risk we want to take. Okay, I hope so this is cover it correctly. Risk tolerance is determined. The role of the risk management is to analyze the risk driver. This will not be the role of the risk management. What we have to do now, our risk tolerance is determined, then what we have to do, we have to align the risk exposure with the risk appetite, how much exposure we should take as per our ability to take risk. So the correct answer of this question will be the option B, but we will also read it out. Identify the extent to which the enterprise is willing to fail in meeting its objective. Okay, this is also not the risk management objective after risk tolerance is determined. Okay, the correct answer of this question is option B. Okay, let's move to our next question, which is which factor should most affect the company's ability to tolerate risk. A stable market environment will not affect a company's ability to tolerate the risk, because a stable market environment will not help how much risk a particular organization can take. This is in general, like if the market environment is stable, then this helps the organization to grow, but it is not about the tolerable risk that an organization can take. The second option, the belief of the individual in the board member, this is also not the case. Okay, these two options is out of our way. And now the third option, the ability to dynamically respond to the adverse event. Okay, this will help an organization to increase the ability of an organization to the tolerate the risk, because if the organization has the greater ability to tolerate the adverse situation, then that organization will have the greater risk tolerance. Okay, I hope so you understood it, and option C will be our correct answer. Let's move to our next question, that is our question number 12. Okay, our question number 12 is risk budgeting include all of the following except. Okay, this is asking us about what actually risk budgeting not include, that is asking about except. Determining the target return. Okay, in the risk budgeting we basically do how much where we should take the risk, how much resources we have. So there is the no requirement to determine the target return. So the our correct answer of this question is the option A, because this is very much simple. We don't need to determine the target return because we are dealing with here risk. Okay, and the other option, like quantifying the tolerable risk by specific metrics, this is part of the risk budgeting, so this is correct. And allocating a portfolio by some risk characteristics. Okay, this is also the correct and the part of the risk budgeting. So this question is asking us about the accept. Okay, so this is our correct answer, because this is not part of the risk budgeting process. Okay, let's move to next question, that is the benefit. The benefit of the risk budgeting is that it consider the risk return trade-off. Okay, this is also pretty much simple, like a risk budgeting consider the risk return trade-off. So this is our correct answer is option A, and we can also read out establish a firm risk tolerance. Okay, the risk tolerance is not determined in the risk budgeting. It is determined in the ability to take risk, like in the risk tolerance process, and reduce the uncertainty to facing risk. This is also not the correct answer in this case. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is question number 14. Which of the following is best described as the financial risk? Okay, financial risk, in our study material, or we talk about the core readings, there is the two type risk that institute describes. One is the financial risk and other one is the non-financial risk. Like I will do it, non-financial risk. Okay, in the financial risk there are the three risk that are part of our financial risk. That is the market risk, and the second one is the liquidity, and the third one is the credit. And all other risk are our non-financial risk. That may be the your operational risk, settlement risk. Okay, so this question is asking us about which of the following is best described as the financial risk. Okay, financial risk, solvency risk is a non financial risk, operation risk is the non-financial risk. Okay, so the correct answer is option A. It is pretty much simple. What you have to do, you have to remember these things three. Our financial risk, all other risk are our non-financial risk. Okay, this is pretty much simple, you have to remember it. Whatever you do, MRC, MLC, whatever this is pretty much simple, market risk, financial risk, liquidity on the credit risk. Okay, now let's move to our next question, that is the liquidity risk is most likely associated with. Okay, what is the basically liquidity is the one stock. If I talk about one particular stock, how much liquid that is in the market, like how much buying or selling activities for that particular stock is going on in the market. If there is the less activity in that particular stock, then there will be the lower liquidity. So the liquidity is most likely associated with widening the bid and ask spread. If there is the less trading of the stock, then there will be the higher bid and ask spread. I hope so you understand the bid and ask spread. If you not, then wait for some other videos. Like the correct answer for this particular question is the option B. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is question number 16. An example of the non-financial risk is they are here asking us about the non-financial risk, what I have explained to you here. But market risk is the financial risk, liquidity risk is also the financial risk, and the settlement risk is not a financial risk. So this is our correct answer of this question. So the option C is correct. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is question number 17. This question, if a company has one day 5% value at risk is 1 million. Okay, what is the value at risk? Value at risk is the minimum value at risk. I have to explain it here. Value, okay, I have to do it here. Value at risk, minimum value at given time, in the not at given time, in the given time. Okay, so that is the minimum value. Okay, the option of this question, the option A, is the 5% of the time the firm is expected to lose at least 1 million in the one day. Okay, this option is correct just because here focus here, list, because this is talking about the minimum value. You may lose more than that, but you will at least lose that thing. Okay, just because this, like I have to, okay, just because this word, this option is correct. In the next option there is the 95% probability. We have only 5% probability as per question, and in this question there is the restriction, like we will not lose more than this, but we can lose more than this. So the correct answer of this question is the option A. Okay, let's move to our next question, that is, an organization is choosing to accept the risk exposure may buy an insurance, enter into a derivative contract. Okay, if an organization is buying an insurance, what it basically do, it is transferring the risk. Okay, so here we have to find out in the case where the organization accept the risk, and if it enter into the derivative contract, then it will be shifting the risk from the company to other person who is buying the derivative or dealing in the derivative. So the correct answer of this question is the option C. Okay, I would like to explain this question a little bit. There are the different types of the strategy for an organization can have in case of the risk. An organization can accept it, like if an organization want to go with the risk, they will accept it. They may reduce it by taking the insurance or shifting the risk, or they may avoid it, like they will not take that project. Okay, this is simple, and let's move to our next question, that is the question number 19. Which of the following risk modification method is based on which? Okay, the choice of the risk modification method is based on minimizing the risk at lowest cost. Okay, maximizing the return at the lowest cost, weighting cost versus benefit in light of the organization risk tolerance. Okay, each and every strategy of that we use in the risk modification, like whether it is risk, whether it is like accepting, or whether it is insurance, or whether it is the shifting, there is the no core benefit of each strategy, like minimizing the risk at the lowest cost. There is the no lowest cost at which we can minimize the risk. Maximizing the return at the lowest cost, there is the no lowest cost. Okay, the correct answer is the weighted cost versus the benefit in light of the organization risk tolerance. This is the correct answer. Okay, I hope so you like it, and if you like it, then share your feedback in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe it. Okay, I'm not able to do it properly. Okay, this is my drawing, and